All right, welcome. Today, we're jumping straight into AWS security at the edge. We're going to demystify three really important services, CloudFront, WAF, and NACL, that are all about making your applications fast and safe. So how do they actually work? And more importantly, which one should you be using? Let's get into it.
This is the big question for pretty much any app out there today. You need that lightning-fast experience for your users, whether they're in Tokyo, London, or Sao Paulo. But at the same time, you've got to build this digital fortress to fend off all the bad stuff online. So how do we actually build it?
So, the very first layer of our fortress, it's all about speed. Let's kick things off with the service that gets your content to users in what feels like the blink of an eye. Amazon CloudFront.
So what is CloudFront, really? Well, think of it like a global express delivery service for your data. Instead of every single user having to call back to your one central warehouse, your main server, CloudFront basically makes copies of your stuff and stashes them in these little depots all over the world. That way, they're ready for instant delivery right when your user asks for them.
And when I say global, I really mean it. CloudFront has over 450 of these depots, or what they call points of presence, scattered across the entire planet. It's this huge, massive network that guarantees no matter where your users are, they're getting a super fast, low-latency experience.
And CloudFront is a real workhorse. It's not just for your static files like images and CSS. It can actually speed up your dynamic content too. It plugs right into your other core AWS services like S3 or your EC2 instances. It handles all the security with HTTPS automatically, and it even gives you a way to lock down premium content with special expiring links called signed URLs. Pretty cool.
So here's the classic example. Let's say you've built a website and you're just hosting the files in an Amazon S3 bucket. To make that site fly for users everywhere, all you have to do is put CloudFront in front of it. And boom, you instantly get this massive global performance boost. It really can be that simple.
Okay, so speed is covered. Your site is fast. But a fast website that's also vulnerable, that's no good. Our fortress needs a guard at the front gate. And that brings us to our next layer of defense, the intelligent gatekeeper we call AWS Web Application Firewall, or WAF.
So if CloudFront is our speedy courier, WAF is the super smart security guard standing right at the front door of your building. It literally inspects every single visitor, every HTTP request, before they're allowed inside. It's looking for anything suspicious, like common hacking attempts or those annoying malicious bots.
So how does it do all this? Well, with rules. You can tell WAF, hey, block traffic from these specific IP addresses, or limit how many requests one user can send to stop them from spamming us. You can even block entire countries if you need to. Plus, and this is huge, AWS gives you these pre-built managed rule sets to protect you from the most common web attacks right out of the box.
Let's make this super real. Imagine your API is just getting hammered by a bot, and it's starting to overwhelm your servers. With WAF, you can react, like right now. You just apply a rate-based rule that says any single IP address sending more than, say, 100 requests a minute gets blocked. And just like that, the attack is stopped in its tracks.
Okay, now this is where things get really powerful. See, CloudFront and WAF aren't just two separate tools. They are designed to work together as a seamless team to give you both incredible speed and rock-solid security right at the edge of the network.
So let's just trace a single request. Your user clicks a link. First, that request hits CloudFront. But before CloudFront does anything, it passes the request over to WAF for a security check. WAF inspects it, looks for trouble, and only if the request is clean does it get passed along to your actual server. Any malicious traffic that's dropped right there before it ever gets close to your infrastructure.
So, to put it simply, CloudFront's job is all about performance. It works at the network level, what we call Layer 4, to get data to users fast. WAF, on the other hand, is all about security. It inspects the actual content of the request at the application level, Layer 7. Think of it like this. Layer 4 is about the delivery route and the address on the box. Layer 7 is about actually opening the box to see if the contents are safe. They work on different layers, but they work together perfectly.
Okay, this is the question that trips up so many people. We've built this amazing fortress at the edge with CloudFront and WAF. So what about that other firewall thing?
the network ACL or NACL, as it's called. Where does that fit in?
You should think of a NACL as more like a simple fence around the property line of your entire VPC. That's your private chunk of the AWS cloud. It's a much more basic kind of firewall. It just decides what kind of traffic is allowed in or out of your network subnets, based on really simple rules like IP address and port number.
And here it is. This is the single most important thing to remember. The NACL is not part of the CloudFront and WAF security setup we've been building. CloudFront and WAF live way out at the edge of the internet. The NACL operates much, much deeper inside your own private network, inside your VPC. They don't even talk to each other directly.
Okay, let's bring this all together. I'm going to give you a simple blueprint for when to use each of these powerful services.
This slide right here is your cheat sheet. It's simple. You use CloudFront when you need that global speed. You use WAF when you need to protect your web app from all those common attacks right at the front door. And you use NACLs when you need that broad, simple firewall at the network level deep inside your VPC. Each one has its own distinct and really critical job.
So by putting CloudFront and WAF together, you've built a really formidable defense at the edge of your application. But security is all about layers, right? It's a journey. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you've locked down the perimeter, what's your next move to protect everything that's inside?